It took so much from me physically, but also financially. Like, I'm still trying to set myself up from what happened back then.
I just don't wanna leave you. Might just go with the reasons why we both can't pay you.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl B, and I'm back with another video. Hey y'all, hey. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy you chose to watch this video. And I ask that you subscribe if you find that you love the content of this video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, gang. You already know the vibes. But yeah, we're here. It is Sunday fun day, so you know we love Sundays around here. It's refreshing. It's a way to, you know, start new and set your intentions for the week and what you want to accomplish. And a better part about this week for me is that September ended on such a high for me in terms of just like everything. I am so grateful, and it just has me looking forward to October and the remainder of this year. I want to get more in tune with the actual word and get that out. It could be a lot of I feel, I see, I think, this happened to me, but where is the proof that God said? So that's what I kind of want to bring to my channel going forward. That's what we're going to try to do today. So the first verse that we're going to be looking at is in Psalms 32 verse 8, and it says, I will instruct you and show you the way to go. With my eye on you, I will give counsel. Now, if y'all watched the end of my last video, I'll link it up here somewhere. I was telling y'all how I seen the opportunity to go forward and actually start taking classes for a certification I was trying to obtain 20 weeks. But it would be a lot. As you know, I'm in the last semester to complete my graduate degree. I'm working full-time, and then there's some things that I've committed to for the fourth quarter of this year. And taking that class would have been strenuous on my schedule, on my body, on my mental health. I feel like it just would have been too much. Part of me was trying to convince myself that I could do it because I got God. God gonna lead me. He gonna give me the energy and the strength to kind of do everything that I need to do in order to accomplish all of it and be successful in all of it. Which might be true if his hand was guiding me to do that. But in all honesty, I didn't feel it. Like, I was praying on it, and I just did not feel his hand telling me, yes girl, go towards it, you got it. And I think I said it last week, where it's like, sometimes when you don't hear from God, you feel like, okay, well, he's not telling me no, so I should go ahead and do it. And that was gonna be my mindset. Like, I was literally gonna call up the institution and be like, hey, I'm interested in doing this program, yada yada yada, what do I need to do? And literally yesterday I went to go work on one of my assignments, and when I tell you I didn't understand it, I still don't comprehend what it is we're supposed to be doing for this portion of the lecture. And just so you know, it's for programming, writing code, and I was so lost. And in that moment, I'm thinking like, this is my last semester. I don't want to fail and then have to do another semester because I didn't give this the proper attention that it needed. Then on top of that, up until this week, I was able to get the work. I was understanding it. I was submitting my homeworks. They were going great. But this week, I couldn't comprehend anything, like the basic of basic things. I tried YouTube. I read the textbook. I took all types of ways to attempt to get the resources to understand this particular part of the lecture, and it just wasn't working. I'm like, that's a sign. Like, God is telling me to focus on what you need to focus on, set priorities, and complete the things you have committed to. Complete the things I have committed to, instead of just bouncing around looking for the next thing. And funny enough, the other verse that I want to point out that kind of helped me and aided me from the first is James 1 verse 19 says, my dearest brothers and sisters, understand this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. So that particular verse I've read over and over, and it's actually on my screensaver of my phone, to be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. And when you hear that, you automatically think of it in the literal sense. You know, listen to what people are saying, understand people's point of view. Do not be so quick to get tempered in situations that you find yourself in. Really sit in it, listen to what's going on, and think about the best way to navigate it, right? So I think that way is pretty clear. But then when I started to think about it metaphorically, it's like, don't be so quick to make haste decisions. Don't be so quick to feel like you need to go after things, because it's not that way. Just sit and observe what is going on around you. Sit in silence and just see what God is showing me. There goes that guidance and that counsel. And from there, make sound decisions that can impact me for the better. Instead of saying, I want to do this, I'm gonna go do this, and then it fails. Like, no, to really feel like God is putting his hand on the things that I want to do, I really have to think about it and sit on it. So one of the big reasons why I wanted to go for this certification at this point in time was because, one, it's 20 weeks, and I wanted to be completed before my birthday. Like, I was ready to go on vacation on my birthday, and I'm like, well, I want to finish it by then so like I could really have a hot girl summer. And it's just like, no, like, I'm doing this because I feel like I need to get it done quickly so that I could put it into play, and then use that to kind of catapult my career in some direction where I can, one, make money, more money after receiving that, and then also it's done in the time that I want it to be done. Instead of listening to God and hearing him say, okay, you now have time for this, go ahead, I'm pushing you, I'm guiding you, and I'm seeing success for you. Instead, I want to do it right now while I have other things on my plate, and I'm gonna be overwhelmed because I've been there before and I know that. But it's just something about feeling like we need to get things done right now. As soon as we think it gotta be done, and it doesn't work that way. So in making that decision, I found God's counsel telling me to relax, you got time, you don't need to do it just yet, you could do it in the future. So the last verse I'm going to share with you all comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 11. You are blessed when they insult you and persecute you and falsely say every kind of evil against you because of me. So this particular verse rang true for me. So over this past week, I got really good news, and it seems like things are just aligning for me right now. And I'm so blessed for that. I am so grateful that I am in this place where life does seem to be going in the right direction for me. And I just want to say that it's hard for me to share that with people because I don't want to ever be in a place where I feel like I'm bragging on what's happening to me. But understand that life was not this easy for me just a year ago. Life was hard. When I tell you, I've lost people in my life who I've, up until that point, hadn't imagined not being a part of my life. And when I say lost, I don't mean death. I mean, we just no longer communicate. And again, these are people that I've known for quite some time and I've trusted, and for whatever reason we've been called in different directions, right? But that's not to say it was easy. It was hard for me. Then on top of that, I had financial burdens on me. Like I've said it before on this channel, moving and transitioning and figuring out everything on top of being back in school, like it took so much from me physically, but also financially. Like I'm still trying to set myself up from what happened back then. So I'm not saying that so anyone feels sorry for me or has any type of empathy for me. Like I could care less. But I'm saying that to say that it's been hard. It has been so hard for me, and I'm finally in a place where I feel like God is alleviating a lot of that, and I'm seeing blessings upon blessings, and I'm in them, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm just so happy for it. And I know you're like, well, what does that have to do with Matthew 5:11? I'll tell you. There were times where people were saying stuff about me, And in the moment I didn't know, but it came out after, and it shook me to my core, because I'm like, wow, like, one, you feel this way about me. Two, you're sharing this with everybody but me. And three, you're trying to make it seem like I'm wrong for having the reactions that I'm having to you, in a sense betraying me. That's how I felt. I can't say what was their mindset, but that is my mindset. I felt so betrayed, because as a person, I am going to deal with you how I would want you to deal with me. As a person, if I have any issue with you, I am an individual who will come to you and tell you. I don't believe in going around to different people and trying to get people on my side. And like, no, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But I want to have that one-on-one with you. And a lot of people don't operate like that. And I used to feel like they were wrong, but no, it tends to be natural, right? You want other people's opinion. You want other people to validate your experiences, which is fine. But it just really hurt me, and it bothered me. And even in that, I would still try to come and have a conversation to kind of like figure it out, solve it. Yes, so I'm rambling, but yeah, but that hasn't always worked out in my favor. And there was one person in particular who I've experienced this with. I've seen them over this past week, and I was just like, wow, like, you really tried to turn everybody against me. You really tried to make people think that I was just tripping for no reason, when in all actuality it was you. Like, everybody knows you did me wrong, but you're running around like the victim. And again, forget what everybody else knows, because you know, you people do choose sides in those situations. Fine, cool, but the fact that you did all those things to me, the fact that I felt like you betrayed me, the fact that you were talking bad and spreading lies about me, the fact that you were trying to make me feel like I was a selfish person, or like you tried to weaponize my character against me to say that I was wrong, I'm not a good person, I tried to be fake positive and all these other crazy things, and it just didn't work. And when I seen said person, I was still happy. I was so bubbly. Like, I felt like that was the cherry on top of my day. And not to say this person's in a terrible place. I don't think that by any standard. I think they're doing well for themselves. But I feel like in that moment when I seen them, I was still happy. When they saw me, they were angry, and it bothered them. And I was just like, okay. Oh well, I can't do nothing about that. But they didn't have that effect on me, and I feel like that is God's blessing, because one, had we not gone through that whole ordeal, we might still be friends, and it wouldn't be a authentic friendship. It would be more of a, I think we're friends. You have all these ill feelings about me that you aren't sharing with me, but you're sharing with everyone else. And that could have possibly led me in very dangerous situations. So I'm blessed in that God allowed me to get out of that. And the fact that when it all kind of happened, again, I was hurt. Like, I was really hurt. I was really sad and bothered by it, and questioned a lot about myself. But to know that here I am years later, and I'm good, and I still feel very comfortable, and feel like I made the right decisions, and feel like I didn't do anything that was unforgivable. I hadn't done anything that I feel goes against my integrity of how I treat people, and for that I am super grateful. So I say that to say that people are gonna talk about me in instances where I wish they wouldn't. I'm still a blessed person as long as I'm living in a way that God kind of warrants us to live, meaning being kind to others, speaking truth when we need to. I'm okay, because I know I didn't do anything to throw anyone under the bus. I know I didn't do anything to ruin somebody's name, or have people speak ill of them, or make them lose anything. Like, no, like, I like to treat others accordingly, and with integrity, and with delicacy to a certain extent. I literally want to treat people how I would want to be treated. I try to treat people how God intended for us to treat people. And I was just like, look at God. Like, it was a full circle moment for me. And it also showed me that where you are in the current moment has no bearing on where you may be years later. Like I said, I got some really good news that day. And I'm just like, had I been around that same crowd, again, I can't guarantee that things would have not worked out for me, but it's a possibility that it may not have. And I'm just super grateful that I'm here today. And I don't regret anything that happened. Then it all happened for a reason. It all happened so I could be in this place, receiving blessings from God, and just being so grateful and joyous in this phase of my life. So that's where we are. So I kind of rambled just a teeny bit, but I hope it was very focused for you and you were able to follow and understand everything that, you know, I was sharing with you all today. Let me know down in the comments if you made it to the end of this video and you kind of resonate with some of the things that I said. And also let me know if you kind of like this way of me, you know, conducting my Sunday videos where I actually have the scripture and I tie it back to the word. So it's not just me talking about my experiences, but also sharing the word of God and hoping that it could help you and motivate you in everything that you do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you made it to the end and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check out my playlist too, because yeah. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great week and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.
'Cause all I wanna do is